The Cognitive Performance Test is a standardized performance-based assessment used to explain and predict the client's capacity to function in various contexts, while also aiding and guiding intervention plans. It measures and tracks the severity of a cognitive functional disability by means of baseline and serial assessments. The CPT is not designed as a measure of skill on specified tasks, but as a measure of working memory on everyday function. The CPT scores are assigned based on the amount of cueing required to complete the tasks. Scoring rules are designed with the purpose of reducing the influence of motor and sensory functions. The CPT manual contains specific instructions on setting up and completing each subtest. It is recommended that an OT should read through and practice the assessment to develop critical reasoning skills through grading up and down in various contexts before officially conducting CPT on the client. CPT was developed for older adults with cognitive deficits such as Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, mixed dementias, or cognitive decline secondary to Parkinson's disease. Settings used to administer the CPT include hospitals, outpatient and community clinics, subacute, memory care, and long-term care facilities, as well as in the client's home. Occupational therapists are concerned with the client's ability to live independently and safely after discharge, and to recommend the amount of assistance required.
Hi Meg, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
My name is Samantha and I'm going to be your occupational therapist. During our last visit, we conducted an occupational profile and I noticed that you're having some difficulty remembering things.
Yep, that's what my family keeps pointing out to me.
Okay. Well, today we're going to be going through the cognitive performance test where we will be testing your memory and cognition while practicing everyday tasks like medication management, shopping, or making toast. I will go through the results with you at our next visit, and this will take about 45 minutes, and I will explain the directions before each test. Are you ready to begin?
Yes.
This is a test to see how you do with new medications. Here are 4 new medications, and this is the morning pill box, and this is the evening pill box. Set up 1 week of medications. Follow the directions on each of the bottles, and you may start with this one. What do you do first?
I'm done.
Check the bottle with the orange pills and correct what you did. I'd like to see how you do with money when you're shopping. I want you to buy a pair of gloves. Here's a wallet with some money in it. Choose a pair of gloves that fits you and the one that you can pay for with the money in the wallet. Then pay me the exact amount for the pair of gloves. You can take the money out and put it on the table.
These are too big. These fit, but I don't have enough.
Look at the other pair of gloves.
Okay, I want these ones.
So for this next task, we're going to start in your living room. Here are the directions for the next task. Listen carefully. I want you to clean your hands as if you've been working outside in the yard. Take what you need from this box and use whatever you need in the room with the sink.
Okay. Where is the sink?
In the kitchen.
Okay.
This next test has to do with preparing food. Make 1 slice of toast and then put some peanut butter and jam on it. The supplies are on the table. You need to toast the bread first.
Oh, okay.
This next task has to do with using the phone. I'd like you to use the phone to find out the cost of 1 gallon of white paint. Find the number of a hardware store in the phone book and call them for the price of a gallon of white paint.
Hi, Greg from Ace Hardware. I was wondering how much a gallon of white paint would be. Okay, thank you. It's going to be $15 for 1 gallon of white paint.
This test has to do with getting dressed. I want you to get dressed as if you're going outside on a cold and rainy day. You can use any of the things here. Get dressed over your own clothes as if you're going outside on a cold, rainy day. I want to see how well you're able to get from one place to another. This is a map of your house. See if you can find the front door. We are sitting right here. Follow the map to the front door and open it for me.
Okay. Found it.
We are now going to look at the toast score sheet in further detail. Meg began the task by attempting to put peanut butter on the bread before toasting it. Verbal cues were needed from her occupational therapist to toast the bread first. Therefore, Meg will receive a 4 out of 5 on this test.
The CPT involves 7 subtasks. If there are less than 5 tasks, the results could be skewed. The tasks are systematically varied to assess ordinal levels of functional cognition. The tasks have differing levels of complexity necessary for processing. The CPT manual contains specific instructions on what criteria needs to be met for each score. 4 of the tasks scale to a level of 6, 3 subtasks scale to a level of 5, and these require less complex processing requirements. Subtask scores are added up and then divided by the number of subtasks given. The highest possible score is 5.6. The total CPT score for Meg was 35. To obtain the cognitive level score, 35 is divided by 7, which is the total number of tests conducted. Decimal modes within each level allow for more precise measurements of the client's capacity.
In order to further understand your client's final score, you can access an activity analysis chart in the CPT manual. There have been numerous studies conducted testing the reliability and validity of the cognitive performance test. One longitudinal study in particular evaluated 77 community residing adults with Alzheimer's disease. Through this study, CPT was found to be extremely reliable and valid when assessing cognitive functioning in adult participants of the study. To maximize the reliability of the CPT assessment, the occupational therapist should conduct all 7 subtests.
Like other assessments, there are both pros and cons to the CPT. Some of the pros include that it is not limited to a specific diagnosis. It can be administered in different contexts, it assesses a wide variety of tasks, and it is highly reliable and valid. It is also extremely standardized. The directions are easy to follow. Some cons include that it is time-consuming, it can lead to confusion and frustration for some clients, and if the specific subtest was not their role and responsibility prior to the assessment, they may not know how to complete the task, and therefore it may not be a fair reflection of their ability or lack thereof. For the assessment, there could also be missing materials in the kit that the therapist would have to provide on their own, such as peanut butter or bread. The reliability decreases when therapist does not complete every subtest in a single session.
Here are our references. Thank you for your time and attention.